Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I'm Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are going to be talking about Fender Japan unveiling a Starmaster. As of right now, unfortunately, this is a Fender Japan exclusive. Hopefully, it'll work its way over to the US. I feel like Fender Japan gets a lot of cool stuff. And one of these days, I want to just go to Japan and just buy like 20 Fender exclusive guitars and bring them back over or something. One can dream, but it's a Jazzmaster Starcaster hybrid that could be the most divisive Fender offset of them all. The Starmaster is even available in Antigua, one of the most love-hated finishes in Fender's history. I like it. I think it's fine, although I really do like that blue color that's got a little bit of the highlights on it. So I'll go ahead and look up a Fender Starcaster for those of you that don't know what it looks like. And this wonky looking hollow body, kind of an offset hollow body guitar. And as you can see, really the only inspiration that it's getting from it is the neck, if you look at the neck. And then if we go ahead and look at a Fender Jazzmaster, we'll show you what one of those looks like as well, just so you have a reference point. And kind of there you have it right there. They technically have their own headstock. It's somewhere in between like an original Fender Stratocaster headstock and a Fender CBS headstock. I think it's like slightly bigger than the original. But the only thing I really see them doing is basically, okay, let's take the Starcaster neck, put it on the Jazzmaster body, do a matching headstock paint job, and it just looks cool. So though we are used to seeing Fender produce wild hybrid builds through its oddball Squire Paranormal range, Fender Japan has bucked the trend by unveiling a big F-brand Frankenstein creation that mashes two of the firm's offset shapes. The newly minted Starmaster is no prizes for getting it right, a mismatch between electric guitar models that take inspiration from both the Jazzmaster and the Starcaster, the later of which has experienced something of a resurgence over the past few years. You can thank Tom DeLonge for that one, because he has his own signature one. He was with Gibson for a long time. He started with Fender, and then he went more towards the hollow bodies with Gibson, and Epiphone for a little while, and then now he is back at Fender again. He's got the Stratocaster and he's got his signature Starcaster with just the one pickup. And they brought up the Starcaster, they brought it back. I think Fender has one now, Squire has one now, and then there's the signature as well. However, while on paper the Starmaster is a term that seems absolutely loaded with glorious potential, a thin-line Jazzmaster body and the Starcaster trimming, for example, would have been a winner. Fender Japan has opted instead to go down an alternate route. It's a choice that might deter some punters, though, because Fender Japan has decided to slap its all-too divisive oversized Starcaster headstock onto the body of a Jazzmaster. The result, it is said to be a very odd-looking Jazzmaster that, from the pictures, looks eerily out of proportion to itself. I don't think that. I think it's fine. But it is kind of cool because you have this big, here's the antiquity burst, and they're kind of giving you a little bit more, I would say, of a elbow carve, I think is the terminology for it. If you look at the black one, they give you silver there for the elbow carve and accented on the headstock. The red, they use two different types of red. And then my personal favorite, the blue. Maybe that's a purple. That might be purple. That could be a dark blue or a purple, dark purple. And then you have a lighter blue accenting the sides. So nevertheless, it could be another one of Fender Japan classic growers. While it's not exactly what we'd have gone for with the Jazzmaster Starcaster hybrid, there's no denying there's a certain ugly duckling sort of trim to it that might win us over eventually. I just love matching headstocks. That was one thing I never cared for on most Fender guitars. Is I loved how Gibson, they have what's called the Hollywood veneer. Basically, it's a thin piece of wood painted black that goes on the headstock. And I think it just kind of classes up the guitar a little bit. And Epiphone even does that too. But Fender, most of the time, they just left the headstock as raw wood. I mean, yes, it is a cost-saving thing. They don't have to pay extra money for it. Just, slap the water decal logo on there and you're good to go. But every time they bring out a matching headstock guitar, whether it's Gibson or Fender, I really, really like it just because it matches the body. Let's see. Nevertheless, it could be Fender Japan's classic growers. But the color matching headstock aside, we're also intrigued by what Fender Japan has actually done to the Jazzmaster body itself. For the Starmaster, the offset has been given a strange stepped upper bout bevel, which offers a contrasting finish to the rest of the guitar. Yeah, they're talking about the elbow cut. I'm gonna use elbow cut. I think I like that term. We're gonna use that. Essentially, they shaved away a little bit more of this area right here and put a different color on it. It's kind of neat, something different. Certainly not something you'd find on a regular Jazzmaster. Heck, the sports car style vibe we get from this reminds us of the comments Fender made when describing the American Ultra 2 range, which of course dropped the Jazzmaster in favor of the Meteora. However, this is not a discarded Ultra 2 Jazzmaster body. Instead, a Fender Japan explains it's a continuation of the Starcaster headstock design, which also features the same step bevel motif. There's a couple of close-ups there. There's the back of the headstock there. Looks like you got your skunk stripe, which I'll be honest, I've never been a huge fan of the skunk stripe either. At least not since I had a Squire where it probably wasn't kept in the best temperature conditions, so the skunk stripe was shrinking or growing versus the maple neck because they shrink and grow at different temperatures, and because they're different woods, it left a bump there that was very annoying, and you could always feel it on your hand, which is why I prefer, when I have a Fender, a two-piece with, I don't even care what the fretboard wood is most of the time, but fretboard wood separate from the neck, so that way, at the very least, you don't have to deal with that skunk stripe. Bevels aside, it's a standard Jazzmaster body, available in Jupiter Blue, okay, so it is blue, Candy Apple Red and Black, which has a sleek silver highlight. And to make it even more diverse, and it's available in Antigua. So the guitar is built from an alder body, U-shaped maple neck, offers a rosewood fingerboard, 9.5-inch radius, 22 medium jumbo frets, pretty much everything you see from modern Fender. The electronics department accommodates Hybrid 2 Customs voice single coils. These are wired to traditional Jazzmaster controls laid out of the guitar that, if you only pay attention to the fretboard body, looks just like an oddball Jazzmaster proper. And another cool addition, that divisive new offsets also boast a brand new headstock decal that flaunts the Starmaster model name. Could this be the start of a fully fledged Starmaster line? It's only a limited launch, so probably not. But if this device offset takes flight, who knows? So the Fender Made in Japan Limited Starcaster is available for 192,500 yen, so approximately $1,300. But if you were to import this into the U.S. with import fees and shipping and everything else, I would guess probably closer to the 18 range. We're not going to go to the Fender Japan website because it was giving me problems. But just a cool guitar. I like this. I don't know why. Maybe it is an ugly duckling. As I said, I'm not a big fan of the whole skunk stripe thing. That I don't like personally. You can see that right there. Looks like we have a satin neck, probably gloss headstock face, gloss body. You got the Fender kind of old style 6-in-line locking tuners from what I can see on the back of this. And then it said it had the specs of the Ultra 2 range, Ultra 2 Jazzmaster. Let's see if we can just look that up and give you what the electronics are in it. Let's see. Here, Fender Ultra Jazzmaster. Is this the original or Ultra 2? It's specified Ultra 2, so I'm hoping we can find it. Is there a shopping? Professional 2? Well, we'll just click on this, and it's probably generally the same electronics. So let's go to body, features, ultra noiseless vintage Jazzmaster pickups. Let's see here. This part of it is not going to be correct. Tell me about the electronics, please. Show more specs. Here we go. Ultra noiseless, 3-way toggle. Does this have traditional specs? Yeah, I guess it does. 3-way toggle, and you got the 3 switches up there. So volume 1 neck pickup S1, volume 2 bridge pickup master tone, slide switch volume offset 1, and then volume 2 bridge pickup. So yeah, I've never owned a Jazzmaster, so I really don't know the designs all that well. But hopefully this comes to the US. Maybe we'll get it in a Squire version. I could definitely see them doing that. I'm not really sure. I feel like the Japanese market and the U.S. market are very, very different. So it'll be interesting to see if we do ever get this. And hopefully somebody imports one of these things, so maybe I'll be able to get a hold of one and play it. But it's really, I hate to say, it's really nothing more than just a Jazzmaster with a fancy headstock and a little bit more of a cutaway and some cool finishes. But ultimately, that's what it is. But the price doesn't seem too bad. So if you're in Japan, lucky you. If you're outside of the U.S., good luck trying to import this thing. Till next time, subscribe, notification bell, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. And until next time, as always, have a good one.